Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Second Take, Episode 7. Jacob,
Episode 7!
7! 7 weeks
Seven!
of this. Seven. 7 weeks of this. Justin, Matt, Jacob, myself here. Special guest joining us in a couple moments. Last week, Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year extension worth up to $503 million with the Chiefs. What are your thoughts on this, Justin?
He deserves it. Of course he deserves the money. He's Patrick Mahomes. He made it to the AFC Championship 2 years ago, and he won the Super Bowl this year. So he deserves it. In 10 years, he's definitely going to be still the best quarterback in the league. But I feel like
I don't know about that, sir. I don't know about that. Because Patrick Mahomes is he's a very mobile quarterback. The curve for mobile quarterbacks, they could get injured. Stuff could happen. So I don't know if that in 10 years. He's not like a Brady. He's not like a pocket passer. Because Brady's a pure pocket
he
passer.
could still scramble a pocket. He could still do all that in 10 years. That's my opinion on it.
We'll see. He might be more of a field
I
driver.
don't think he's going to be a bust after 5 years, no.
No. I'm saying like
I
after
think
maybe
he's
like
going to be.
7.
This deal is great. The deal is very, very good. Very
I
good for the
think
team.
2 to 3 Super Bowls. That's my opinion.
Maybe
No,
if
he's going for the Tom Brady.
listen,
Yeah.
If they can keep their team intact and they can keep some of their players intact and they can draft well, I think they can.
He won't be better than Tom Brady of all time, but he'll
No.
get 2 3 rings.
But just to clarify,
I
his
don't know
deal
about
doesn't
that.
his deal doesn't count towards the salary cap,
Jacob, you
right?
think he's going to be better than Brady?
I think he's very young, and I think you can't really predict anything. He's clearly
He's not going to be better than Brady.
Well, you think he's going to win 5 Super Bowls more? 5 more?
Brady's been to what? 8 or how many?
No.
8 or
No.
8, 9? Yeah, no, he's not better than Brady. But
he's not.
Just, just to clarify, his deal doesn't go against the cap, right? It's like separate. From
No, it's a very team-friendly deal.
So that's why I think that's a very good deal. Mahomes
Smart for him.
Contract,
It's-
big money.
His team, they could still build a team.
With the big
Is there a
contract,
special guest
big
thing
money.
or are we not doing the special guest as well?
No, we're not doing that yet. So what are your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes' deal impacting the Dak Prescott negotiations, Matt?
Well, I think that when Dak saw that Patrick Mahomes got this huge extension, he was probably fuming because he's like, oh, he's like, I'm as good as Patrick Mahomes now. I want this deal. He probably wants more. Knowing Dak, he probably wants more because Dak is very greedy.
Nope, wrong.
But,
This helps them so much. This helps Dallas Cowboys so much. And you want to hear why? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because Dallas wants 5 years. The Prescott wants 4. So if you see the guy just signed a 10-year deal, maybe he'll go for a year and he'll say, also you gotta don't. He might be content with the franchise tag, but he's still making he's making good money right now. So
listen, Dak wants like $40 million a year. Dak wants $40 million.
I would never give Dak Prescott $40 million a year.
No.
He doesn't want $40 million a year. Relax.
Yes, he does. Dak is very
35.
greedy.
I want to give him 35. No.
I give him 25.
25
max.
20 to 25 around there.
25 max is what I give him.
They have no choice but to
Because
pay him.
right now, out of the quarterbacks, what is Dak ranked?
Probably 10, 11.
We're not talking about that now. That could be a very long debate.
Dak is very.
I'll give Rodgers the money that he has right now over Dak.
Is Dak an MVP candidate? No. So
I'll give Rodgers the money right now over Dak.
Rodgers already signed like a big money contract.
Right. I would rather have that than Dak.
Agreed.
Give him that money.
So Jake,
Yeah.
what do you think?
What do you think?
I think it's great. It's very good for Dallas. The deal, like I said before. So we have Armand joining us today, our special guest. What do you think? Which player is most worthy?
Hello.
Which NBA player is most worthy of a 10-year deal? Let's start with you, Armand.
Me being a Lakers fan, I have to go with my boy LeBron.
10 years in the league for?
Bro, he could be in the league for another 20 years.
Are you crazy?
Bro,
What?
he doesn't age, bro.
Are you crazy?
All right,
Dude,
LeBron doesn't.
He is going to kick ass.
LeBron-
If he stays in the league for 10
listen,
years.
So what is he right now? How old is he right now?
Like
33, I
35.
believe.
No, he's
He's 35. Relax.
35.
35.
No, he's not playing the league until he's 45.
He
LeBron.
won't, but I'm saying
LeBron does
if
not
he
age
wanted to,
normally.
he could.
LeBron does not age normally, but LeBron should not be in the league till he's
If
45.
he wanted to, he could be.
LeBron,
If he wanted to, he could.
LeBron, after his contract with the Lakers, his ultimate goal is to play with Bronny. Wherever Bronny goes, he's going to play.
Yeah.
That's his ultimate goal.
I don't
He
think
wants
that
to
was
play
his
with
mind
Bronny.
scope of staying 10 more years. But
LeBron does not deserve a 10-year contract. If you wanted to argue that his teammate Anthony Davis deserves
Anthony
a 10-year
Davis could get one. Yes, for
Anthony
sure.
Davis is leaving the Lakers next year no matter what.
No, he's
No,
not. That's
no,
so
he's
untrue.
not.
That's so untrue.
he
If the
is
Lakers,
not.
if the Lakers win the championship, 80
This year, right? Actually, he's a free
Another
agent after
person-
this season, right?
Yeah, after this.
Another person who
Wow.
could deserve one is Kawhi Leonard.
No, he's like 28. I don't think he's gonna. He's like 28, 29. I don't.
Paul
think
George could deserve it. You know who really could? Jason Tatum,
Giannis.
because he
Giannis.
is
That's what I was
Giannis-
thinking.
Giannis for
Yeah.
sure. Giannis for sure. But Jason Tatum is like he's going to be the future of the league one day.
I would
So-
personally,
He,
I would
he
give
should
my
get
money-
the 10-year deal.
I'd give my
Who would
money
you give money
to
on?
Luka Doncic. Give all of
Good
that's
shout,
a good one.
good shout,
That's a
good
good.
shout.
That's a.
10
That's a good.
years, he's playing
that's a
good. He likes the team. He has Kristaps Porzingis with him.
Yeah.
What's worse? Maybe this playoff stretch might not go well for them this year in Orlando, but next year, how old is he going to be? He's young.
He's
Yeah.
very young.
I have three players.
Trey Young, maybe.
I
Not
have
Trae
Young,
Luka,
maybe,
Zion,
but-
and Trey Young. Those are my three players.
Well, Zion's very early on because if you're gonna argue
I
Zion,
only played 19 games. How could we judge
if
him?
you're gonna argue Zion, I'd argue Ja as well. Ja,
I
I think
said
I
Ja
agree.
over Zion because we didn't see Zion play that much. What can we judge?
You know Zion's going to be a great
No,
player.
but the way in those 19 games, the way he gelled with his teammates and the way they were playing through those games, they were.
Zion,
I would say
Zion
he
is just,
deserves.
Zion is
He's
just straight
something
up
special.
bully. He's a bully. Zion is
He's
just straight
something
up
special.
bully.
I don't think he's worth the 10-year contract, in my opinion.
I mean, listen,
Not
we'll
now.
have to
we
see.
can have
Not
this
now.
discussion
Not now.
after next season.
We have to see him more next season.
Yeah,
and we'll-
exactly.
Yeah, after
Also,
next
we could
season,
still,
can have this
let's say
debate.
the Pelicans somehow make the playoffs, we could still see him in the bubble. We don't
Yeah,
know that.
There's a chance, but I don't think so.
They have a slim chance, but it's still a chance.
Yeah.
They're not.
Like,
They're not.
they- But like we know, they're not going to beat Portland, so we've
Yeah.
determined that.
We get that out of the way.
We're getting that thought
We'll
and
see.
comment out of the way.
Out of the way.
We'll
No
see.
other-
way.
We'll see.
That currently
Dame
is
time.
behind me. It's behind
Dame-
me right now. It's Dame time. Dame time is is making the most money out of
Bring
out
to
of every
the
sport.
dome. He's
Most
making
money.
the most money in an NBA player.
Thunder up, baby. Thunder up.
In any sport, who's making the
Any
most money?
sport. Most money.
Any sport, Matthew. Who's making the most money? Who's
Damian
the highest
Lillard.
paid player? Dame Dom.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
in any sport.
And all
Really?
sports. Right?
Highest average annual value is Damian Lillard.
Really?
Yes.
hmm
Seriously? Wow, I didn't even
Yes,
know
it was on Second Take Trivia last night on the Instagram.
Yes, yes, I looked at it too.
that. Wait, there was a trivia up last night?
That's why he posted it.
That was a trivia.
Oh no! Don't get I see him. He muted the mic. He
Wait,
did
wait,
not.
Isn't Ronaldo paid like $100 million a year? How
Yeah,
is
I was
he
gonna say
possible?
Ronaldo
How
is
is-
probably the highest paid.
For how
athlete.
many years? For how many years?
No, but so are you talking? You must be talking only about U.S. sports then, because there's no
how
way.
many years, Matthew?
Oh, but I
Bro,
don't. know.
Ronaldo is probably one of the highest paid athletes in the world.
So, along with Messi as well.
Messi, then you have
Mbappe. All those other
Mbappe.
players.
you have a
Neymar.
bunch of soccer
In
players.
U.S.
and
history, Matthew.
Oh,
teams-
in the U.S. that makes
American
sense.
teams, yeah.
In the that makes
American
sense 'cause
teams, yeah.
Dame is on a super max right now, isn't he? He's on a super max. That makes sense.
Yes.
How much is he getting paid a year?
A
I
lot.
think like
probably
4, it's a
49.
lot.
46?
Didn't
49.
Curry,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
a couple
49.
years, like 2 or 3 years ago,
Curry,
spent, like,
Curry had the highest
200
paid now. I think
5, like
that makes sense though. So
over
that's
5 years.
Giannis is going to be at the max.
no. Giannis is getting a super max if he stays with the Bucks. He's going to be the highest paid player in the league.
All right, next question.
Joel Embiid is skeptical about the NBA's bubble in Orlando. Do you agree with him, and are his comments and skepticalness reasonable? I'm going to start with this. They are, I think, with the just little. It's unlikely that one player will not get it out of this time because you have people that are coming to Disney. The Magic Kingdom opened earlier today, which is Saturday, which is kind of dumb of them to do that, but
it's hard.
they opened up. The players are right near there. Some of them are allowed to go to Animal Kingdom, so clearly it's close. They can, and I just see if one player gets it, it can really shut down the season because you don't know how many players they're in contact to. And yeah, so I agree with him. He should be nervous.
So let me just say on this. Once 14 days passed, I think some of the concern should go down a slight bit, but not too much. I agree with you, Jacob, that they shouldn't. That the Disney employees will be a bit of a concern because let's say one of them gets it, then it's like, all right, who was that person in contact with player wise? I think it is still a concern about how successful the bubble will be. I think the NBA will do. They're very smart. They're very smart about this. They know what they're doing. I just wonder how much they can try and prevent this to where, let's say, a few players get it in the bubble. I think the bubble will shut down. If like a few players get it, the bubble will shut down, and the season will be canceled.
Personally, I feel like they'll be playing the whole summer league thing, but there might be a few people like what you guys said of getting sick and from Corona. But I feel like without their families, that's gonna be another tough stretch. With the food they're eating, that's gonna be another thing.
I mean, listen. I think the food. I know we've seen like the smaller portions, but I think they could probably request more food if they really wanted more.
It's only the
I think,
beginning, so they can.
yeah, it's only the beginning, so they're still working
The
out.
hotels look nice though.
Yeah, they do. They look really nice. The players' lounges look nice. They look nice. They look like they're doing the players well.
They're being treated well, like you said.
Yes.
I mean,
They're
I
treated
think
right.
it's reasonable to be nervous, but just like you guys were saying before, that after like the first 2 weeks, it should die down a little bit between all. I think all the players should be concerned right now, because you don't know how you could get it like in any other way, because you don't know where every player has been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now they should be a little cautious about who they talk to and who they hang out with. But after like the first 2.5 weeks, it should be normal and they should just start getting ready to play.
Yeah, I agree. Because then I think after 2 weeks, it's like you don't really. There's not it lowers the chance of people getting it inside the bubble. So I think the concern should go down a little bit after 2 weeks. But right now, it's like they're on hyper alert, like trying to see if anyone's gonna get it. So right now, yes, but in 2 weeks or so, not so much.
Which NFL quarterback would you start a franchise with other than Mr. Super Patrick Mahomes? Justin?
Hurts me by saying this, because I'm a Jet fan. I'm gonna have to say Josh Allen. He's young. His team is good. He's a good arm. He made it to the playoffs in the wild card round, and they lost. But there's always another couple of years over that. That's fine.
I'm gonna have to say Mr. Joe Burrow. Mr. Joe
Burrow
Burrow.
didn't play an NBA game, NFL game yet.
So what? I like what Joe Burrow has to bring to the table, and I'd pick Joe Burrow right now. I would legitimately pick Joe Burrow to start my franchise around. The Bengals are doing that right now. I'd pick Joe Burrow.
I think the Bills have a better team than the Bengals.
No, they do. They most certainly do. And the Bills are if the Bills are probably going to win the division this year. That's just my pick. It's going to be between the Jets. It's going to be between the Jets, the Bills, and the Patriots. If Cam is Super Cam again, the Patriots have a chance of winning it. But if he's not, the Bills are my pick to win the division.
All stays, it's going to be fine.
I mean, Sam Darnold needs to show something before.
Because he got monoed the other season before.
Seeing ghosts and whatever else.
So this year's his year. I believe in it. And he has Rashad Burton, Denzel Mims.
His receiving core is lacking.
Oh, it's decent. It's decent.
It's okay. I think Mims will do well, but besides that,
Crowder's a good reception receiver. And Peterman was good when other receivers were there. And
he's all right, but I mean, I think the Jets should try and target a wide receiver in a trade. Try and get some more help.
Adams. That's one.
No, not that. We'll try and trade some lower assets, or maybe like a pick or two for
Ryan
another wide
Griffin,
receiver.
and then they have the other guy coming off, Chris Henderson.
Oh yeah, him too. But I mean, it's just I think they need more receivers to help out.
If I don't care if Sam Darnold plays level I was thinking he was going to play.
I mean,
they'll make the playoffs. Even
in my opinion, they should have
re-signed Le'Veon Bell, who's a great pass down.
Yeah, no. But in my opinion, they should have re-signed Robbie Anderson. They shouldn't have let him go to Carolina. That was very dumb on their part. That was very dumb on their part.
You're right. That was very dumb. But I do think we should start the franchise with Lamar Jackson. I think he's the best quarterback. He's fast, agile,
Lamar Jackson's
good with
gonna
the
get
short
hurt,
pass. I
think
agree,
Lamar
but I still
Jackson.
think he's a good quarterback to start with, other than Mahomes.
No, but no, I don't. I disagree with that because Lamar Jackson is one of those quarterbacks when you need a
And you
particular
could
system.
stop him. I feel like this year NFL teams are gonna be like, how do we stop Lamar?
Yeah, because I feel like you need a certain system around Lamar to where he can thrive, or he's not. He'll be
That's,
he'll be a
that's
good.
what you would have to have if you
Right.
did start it
Like
around
if you
him.
don't have the proper system around him, then he's not going to be a good
That's
quarterback.
the same thing with Joe Burrow. I don't even know if he his NFL game.
No, I think he'll do well this season.
That's why I feel like mine, Josh Allen, is the better pick out of them.
Listen, Josh
It's not
Allen
about
is.
Josh Allen. He's
He needs to prove his accuracy is all. He needs to get
I
better.
like
with
his
his
deep
accuracy.
ball. I like
Yeah.
his
He is a very great deep ball. It's a good arm, but I think his.
Stephon Diggs coming in. Like,
Oh no, I know they're going to be a good
he had
offense.
John Brown last year. That was it.
I just listen. I just need to see his accuracy get to another level, and then I'll trust him more. That's
I can't trust the Bengals for another 2 years.
No. I mean, listen. They have a good receiving core this year.
Not making the playoffs.
No.
The next 3 years of Lamar.
I'm more focusing on their offense. Their defense is complete garbage. Let's put it that way.
The line is all right.
They have Carlos Dunlap. That's it, and Geno Atkins. Carlos
line is
Dunlap
good,
and
but
Geno
that's all right.
Atkins. They have no secondary. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts, Armand?
If I'm like in a win now situation, like I want to win this year, I would sign Tom Brady only because he knows how to win. He knows how to lead a team to a
Right, but that's not the question.
The question is more of like if you're
for
starting.
the future.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably Cam Newton.
Maybe.
He's on the Patriots, yes.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
listen, I think Cam still has some years left in him. He's just been like riddled with injuries. So if he gets himself right, I
If
agree
he's
with that.
Bill Belichick next 3 years, I feel confident that you might be right.
But I'm saying if it's straight up win right now,
Now, Brady.
this year,
Win now,
I'm going Brady.
Win now, Brady.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's why I feel like Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be your Super Bowl champions next year. Or this year.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's my opinion off of it.
I know. I wouldn't go that far. If I was to go that far, I said the Giants are getting to the Super Bowl.
Shut up with the Giants! 4-12 looking ass.
Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up with your stupid
Cowboys
little.
are-
Your Cowboys
Poor-
are so much better.
Your Paul Bray Giants and Jets too.
Win now, Camper.
Win now, Camper.
Let's also not talk about the
Camper,
very
have
poor
fun with your
Brooklyn.
8-8 season. Have fun with your
Okay,
8-8 season.
sure. That's the Jason Garrett era. Now we're in the Mike McCarthy era. So now let's talk about the other.
Oh wait, who has Jason Garrett?
The Giants, baby. He's a great no. Jason Garrett is a good offensive
I'm
coordinator.
not arguing
Jacob-
that. Relax. Let's talk about the
knows that.
Brooklyn Nets now. Let's talk about the Nets. Will Jamal Crawford and Michael Beasley make a difference for the Nets? Armand?
Yes, they will make a difference on the scoring end, but they won't get past the first round. They'll be a 7th, 8th seed, probably 6, 7 for these two players. But Michael Beasley has like a 5-game suspension because of the drug thing. Anthony.
Oh, he does. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That.
But I feel like they'll help them a little bit, but they're not that good to help. I think 7th seed, boot first round.
I have a simple answer to this. Win of getting far in the playoffs wise, I give it a heck no. They will not help whatsoever. Michael Beasley has not been in the NBA since he was on the Knicks. Jamal Crawford had a small stint with the Suns last
Michael
year.
Beasley's a walking bucket.
He's a walking bucket, but that's
With Jamal Crawford, that's going to help them in scoring. I think they get 3 to 4 wins, possibly.
Listen, the Nets are going to be garbage either way.
I think they're going to make
going
a
anywhere.
but they're not going anywhere.
No, they're not going anywhere. They won't change much. Let's put it that way.
They don't even have a coach, right?
No, they have like an interim head coach.
Yeah.
They're basically a minutes filler. They're minutes filler.
They're a mess. Brooklyn is a mess.
They're a big mess right now. It's
Yep.
they're basically like last year's team, but
Not D'Angelo.
without D'Angelo Russell.
right.
which is a lot
Kyrie
worse.
Katie is so stupid, bro.
KD's hurt, so
Yeah, Katie and Kyrie are hurt. Kyrie wants to end the NBA bubble. He wants to do this. Kyrie's a clown. I don't like Kyrie anymore.
He should take his mouth and zip tie it shut. And don't
Agreed,
unlock it.
Tampa.
Guess, what do you
Agreed.
think?
what happened?
What do you think of this question?
I think that it won't make much of a difference. Like Jamal Crawford could help with the scoring, like you said, but I see the highest them getting on the like 1 through 8. I could see the highest 5 lowest, eighth, obviously.
Highest 5. Do you know what the
The
difference is?
fifth seed. What's the?
I need to get it up. The highest, 5th to 7th, is 8 games, 8.5.
Oh, so they can't get
Right.
fifth.
It's between 7 or 8 with them falling, or 9th, possibly.
Oh, okay. Because I'm so used to them being a decent team, like
Right.
from
Now
past,
this
like
year,
3
they
years.
were good in the beginning, and then it went down there.
And plus, the whole ranking system of what the teams are going to be ranked is completely different. So, but I could see them probably getting, like, if 7 seed, we'll say, right?
Right.
So I don't think they're going to make it out of the first round. So
If they go against the Raptors or Bucks, no.
yeah,
Yeah. Brooklyn
like
is
I don't see them.
Brooklyn is
Going
not going to
past
do
the
well.
first
Let's put it that
round,
way.
yeah.
I don't see them doing very well.
They
Okay.
get lucky if they get past the
What are
first
you
round.
laughing about? We're in a podcast, not texting gossip.
Yeah, okay.
That's Jacob.
The NFL banned jersey swaps at the end of the game. What are your thoughts about that? And you know what? I'm going to share it first. You know what? I'm going to give a crap about what they think. It's the logic is dumb. They're playing an hour game. They're tackling each other. They're on top of each other. Okay, if you want to ban the jersey swaps, okay. But a lot of players like that. It is what it is. I think maybe they can do it. Have someone give them, like, some crew member give it to them, like some sort of swap, but not right. I don't know.
Jacob, they can legitimately just throw the
Exactly,
throw the jerseys
that.
to each other.
It's just not.
I think it's very dumb. You're playing a physical game where you're on top of each other for like an hour
exactly.
or so. So, like, what difference does that make? I don't see it making a difference. Why can't you just stand like 6 feet away from each other, just toss each other jerseys, wear a mask or whatever? It's fine. It's like this.
I'm playing devil's advocate with this by saying with the NFL banning it, in a way it's kind of smart because they're not like identical, really close to each other. 6 feet, maybe that's fine, but the whole end game, how getting people out into the locker rooms and all.
I mean, I agree with that somewhat, but I feel like I don't know, because I feel like it's still gonna happen either way. Like
They don't want any
I
they don't want opposing team members meeting each other and talking.
Right away.
I
They
see
just
your
want-
point, but it's just like it's when you're playing an hour game where you're physically on top of each other, tackling each other. Like I don't feel like it makes much of a difference. So
It doesn't make
You
sense,
never
but they just
see
don't
the-
want players talking to each other.
like I see both sides. I just don't feel like I feel like it doesn't really do anything if you stand like 8 feet, 10 feet away from each other, just toss each other jerseys. Like be like, okay, have a good day.
Do that,
Like
but
thanks.
you can't
Good
be
game.
identical. I think that's smart. They can't be like so close to each other.
No, I know. I understand that. I'm saying it's like they stand like a distance away from each other and they toss each other jerseys and then that's it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I have a counter to Justin's point. It's like the entire idea of it is stupid because they've all been tested.
But watch if someone gets it.
But it's
And I will say, hopefully, they've been tested on multiple occasions.
oh yeah, they're getting
They're all
tested.
traveling, like when they have to travel.
The counterpoint I have to that is the NFL is basically trying to act like your team is your pod, and like once you're outside of a game, you're in that pod, so you're not spreading anything.
I get that, but the thing with the jersey swap is it's sort of like a sign of respect in a
It
way.
is no, it is.
So, I mean, people in any sport have been doing this for years, like many, many years.
That is
And
Armand, so if you got COVID, you'd be fine with it by doing a jersey swap.
yeah, because I have a strong immune system. And these
Why does someone
players,
just have to find a
these
reason?
players have a very strong immune system, Justin. So they're going to be fine.
Some of
They'll
they
be sick
don't.
for like a week max.
But then that's a week for your team, and you might lose that week because of you and not.
That's not really the point. The point is that
Lots of
No.
the Cowboys lose Dak Prescott or any quarterback.
it's just it's the point that you don't want anyone getting it because the effects
Yeah.
can be long term. People that have had the virus might have lung damage. Nobody really knows. You don't want to risk anything.
It's
So
better. It's better to just prevent it than
Yeah,
have
be
it
safe
happen.
than sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as of the end of last week, all 22 NBA teams are currently in the bubble. What are your thoughts on the images that have come out of the bubble so far, Justin?
feel like it's nice, but they're gonna be missing the family, which I went back on before. It's gonna be sad not to be with them.
FaceTime and Zoom calls are going to become very popular during this time.
100%.
That's why I feel like the players might get closer off relationships, maybe teams wise, but.
I mean, I feel like the images that have come out so far, I feel like the NBA is doing a good job trying to provide entertainment as much as they can, at least, like to make sure the players aren't bored. They're probably providing them the resources to keep in contact with their family a lot, just so they're not, or these players that have families back home. Because I know Kemba Walker said he's basically just sitting inside his house with nothing to do because he doesn't really have like his own family. So he said he's ready to go, but I feel like the NBA is trying to provide players that have families and kids at home. They're trying to provide as much resources as possible to make sure they're in contact with their families and communicating daily, so they're not missing that part of their life and they're able to keep their good relationships going. And I feel like they're doing a good job with the food, because I know we've seen like the pictures of the small portions.
I saw
But I
Mickey
feel like
Mouse
you-
waffles.
Exactly, from Myers Leonard, I think that was. But I feel like that they're doing a good job so far. The NBA has all their testing protocols and whatever else. They're doing a great. Huh?
They're doing a great job off this.
Yeah, the NBA is doing a very good job. They've thought this out properly. They're getting all the players in well timed, and they're having them all protected with their masks and whatever else. I'm sure it's very sanitary in their rooms and throughout the whole hotels. I'm sure they're sanitizing regularly. So it seems like they're doing a good job with it so far. It seems like they have a very well thought out process for how they want to do this, and they're executing it very well.
Okay, so I'll be honest here. This is being realistic. Teams are going to lose players to this virus. Teams are going to lose players for players. Are going to get it, and it's going to happen. Just depends how they can control the virus.
Well, how do you know that though?
How are you gonna get it in a bubble?
Yeah, after
Because just the
14
people,
days-
the people coming in and out, like the staff that work there. I'm being logical and realistic.
Yeah, but Jacob, I have a feeling they probably have protocols set up to where if you come in, you probably have to be like temperature checked or whatever else. Like even when I go in, when I work at the camp every day, Jacob, I'm temperature checked every morning to make sure I'm at a
Yes,
good
but
temperature
you
to make
still
sure.
might not. Symptoms don't show up for 2 weeks though. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
So-
just saying though.
so for it to
I'm sure they're
be-
taking every,
For someone to say that there's no NBA players going to get it after 2 weeks is crazy.
I'm
I
not.
just think
I'm not.
which is why they need to teams. It's going to be tough for some players and teams because they're going to get it. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 players
It's
can
definitely
have it on the team.
possible.
It's very
for-
possible.
It's definitely
Get it.
possible, but I think I think as long as they do everything to the right way, I think it's unlikely that will happen.
Like
We'll have to
if
see.
players take the right precautions, like they keep a distance from people that they haven't already been in contact with,
Yeah, exactly.
or they wear their masks, even with people that they've been in contact.
And the NBA is testing them multiple times a week to make sure that they don't have it. I feel like they're taking as much precaution as possible. So
Yeah,
I
they
feel like
have to.
that's a very pessimistic way of looking at it. It's most certainly going to happen. Like teams are
In
going to
my
lose players.
opinion, this might be totally off, but maybe like 5 to 10 cases after the 14 days.
I don't disagree with that. Maybe
I'd
Maybe.
say that's like 10 is a little too much.
10 is too much, but
I would say
5.
5 is a reasonable.
I say like
number.
I say like
if you had to
3 through.
guess.
I say like 3 through 5. I'm like yes.
I would say
3
1
through-
through 5.
Yeah.
Just to be optimistic.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
All right.
Hopefully. So, thank you everyone for watching today.
Hope you enjoyed.
Watching and
Hope you
listening.
enjoyed everything.
However, follow us on social media at The Second Take 2. We are on Instagram and Twitter. Next week, hopefully, we'll be starting to go on some special episodes live on YouTube because next week's the big week.
Maybe
Baseball's
channel
back.
The second take.
Baseball's back. Basketball's back shortly after that. Hockey's back, even though we don't really talk about hockey so much. Football training camps should be starting soon. So next week's a huge week. Hopefully we'll be going live, but we'll have to see how everything happens. And everyone enjoy your day, and thank you for watching.